after Week 17, the NFL mock draft order is updated. So today, we're comparing two different mock drafts, giving our opinions, and going into a full analysis. Here we are. It is Metro B. Ross and myself. As I mentioned before, today we're comparing two different mock drafts. One from CBS with Ryan Wilson, a very respected author, as well as from PFF, Dalton Wasserman. This is going to be a blast. Let's dive into CBS first and then reel it back in, go to PFF's mock draft, and we'll give each one a grade and say who won at the very end. Any questions, gentlemen, before we get started?
No, sir. Nope. Let's get to it.
Let's go.
Let's get into this CBS mock draft by Ryan Wilson. First round, first pick. The Raiders are now in first after the tank bowl between the Raiders and the Giants. So, no trading in order. We're just going to take Fernando Mendoza off the board first overall. Some like Dante Moore better. Some are sipping the Kool-Aid on Ty Simpson. But, fellas, what do y'all think about the first overall pick?
B-Ross, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't disagree with it. I mean, I think he's safe. I don't think he's the most talented, but I do think he's the safest pick with limited upside, but he's just a good football player. So Vegas, don't mess it up.
Yeah, Vegas successfully did their job last night against the Giants. Just simply put, complete tank job by them. You know, putting Brock Bowers on IR, putting Max Crosby on the bench. Like, they did a good job of just sort of tanking for this one. And I think they made the right pick. I do believe that right as of today, I think Fernando's the best quarterback in this class. It might change after the playoffs. I like Fernando a little bit more right now. But they are a team that badly need a quarterback. They got $100 million to spend, so they are going to hopefully surround Fernando with some talent on the offensive line, add some pieces defensively. I just think it's the right pick. Don't overcomplicate this one.
Don't overcomplicate it is always the right answer. Let's go to pick number 2. Very interesting. The Giants fall back to number 2 overall, and they take Arvell Reese, the linebacker. After taking a lot of edge prospect and linebacker prospects in the past couple of years with big-time draft picks, and also some trades, of course. What are y'all's thoughts here? I get it. Arvell Reese has got so much talent, but is this overkill? Are there other ways we can use this pick? Just want to hear y'all's thoughts. I'll throw it to Metro this time to start.
If it was me and I'm New York, I'm still trading this pick. I think Arvell is an excellent talent, but you just took Abdul Carter last year. You already have Brian Burns. You might bring back Kayvon Thibodeau. You already have Bobby Okereke. I know linebacker, specifically off-ball linebacker, is a bit of a need here. I just don't think it makes the most sense to take Arvell Reese in this situation. Now, I don't know if the author did any trades in this draft. If he did do some trades, I think this is a prime trade down spot here. Let somebody take Dante Moore. You accumulate draft picks, then you take one of these receivers. If it was me in a no-trade mock draft, I'm still taking a receiver in this spot or just, I don't know, something else because I love Arvell Reese, but they don't really need his skill set.
I'm with you, Metro. I just don't see the need for Reese right here. And I think he's an edge player at the next level. That's the other issue. I think he's better on the edge. So going there with a loaded front, you can only play but so many guys. So I'm with you. I would take one of the receivers that you love and build around that young quarterback.
As y'all mentioned, Reese, no denying his talent, but this might be one of the most full edge groups in all the NFL. Is it you draft for need or do you just draft for talent? That is the definition of this pick and the dilemma here. Pick number 3, Dante Moore to the Jets. I'm not going to argue it. They need a quarterback, and when you get to pick top 5 again in the draft, well, for the Jets, maybe every year. But I respect this one. I'll throw it to you, B. Ross. What are your thoughts on Dante Moore going to New York?
It's the right pick. The Jets have shown me that they will ruin a quarterback's career very quickly. So I don't like that for him, but as far as the draft goes, as the mock draft goes, this is the correct pick. They need a guy. They need a guy with high upside, and he is that guy. So I like the pick. I just hate that for the kid.
Yeah, I like the pick too. I think he'd go into a good situation there in New York. Good situation as in there's talents. The Jets, though, are a team that have ruined a lot of quarterbacks. I think the big sort of question that is going to come with this Jets pick at 3, if a team trades up to number 2 and they take Dante Moore, you're going to be in a situation where both the top quarterbacks are off the clock. I wonder if maybe the Jets would consider trading up one spot to go ahead and secure Dante Moore, or just continue with their plan of adding talent and just letting Dante Moore get off the board there at number 2.
That's a valid question.
It's a really good point. You see teams do that a lot. Like,
Yeah.
did a Vikings trade up for J.J. McCarthy 2 years ago, just one pick, just to secure it?
I think
Yep.
they did. I think
That
they
was
did.
the wrong-
And
that was
the
the wrong
Eagles
move,
did it
but-
for the Eagles did it for Jalen Carter and I think Jahad Campbell.
They
Yeah?
did.
Did you look at-
They did. When you love a
People
player in
get
the
antsy.
draft, get him. Like,
Yeah.
don't chance it, because what happens is you think you have time, and then he goes off the board, and then you have no plan.
That's
have no
right.
backup plan.
Hitting the Mayday button. Absolutely.
Exactly.
So, Dante Moore, man, if I'm Dante Moore and I see a bunch of teams or people mocking me to the Jets, I'm staying in school. So, everybody making mocks, let's please stop sending Dante Moore until he declares, and then we can talk about it all we want. Let's go to pick number 4. Peter Woods, the defensive interior lineman, off the board to the Tennessee Titans. Interesting pick right here. They also have a decent amount of strength on this interior D line. So, Metro, your thoughts here, my friend?
Yeah, I like Peter Woods. This is a Titans team that needs a lot more help than interior defensive line. You already have Tavondre Sweat. You already have Jeffrey Simmons. You have Sebastian Joseph Day on the roster. I think he's a free agent. Maybe you bring him back. I think Peter Woods is a great talent, but with all 3 receivers still on the board here, I don't understand why you wouldn't just go receiver. I know you have some young guys like Maynor, Shamir Dike. Somebody like Carnell Tate or a Jordan Tyson would be a major difference maker for this offense. So not a big fan of this pick overall.
Yeah, I'm with you. I just don't see the need. Like they can always get better up front, and you want to build your team in the trenches. I totally get that. But you need to help your young quarterback out. So you either take the best player, which right here is probably Jordan Tyson or Carnell Tate, depending on your board, or you take Ruben Bain and you get somebody who can like directly impact the passer. Like that's the name of the game on the D line. So yeah, I like Peter Woods as a player, but taking him at 4 overall when Ruben Bain's on the board, Jordan Tyson's on the board, Carnell Tate's on the board, and you have a young quarterback who is supremely talented and needs help, I just don't see how Peter Woods fits. So not a big fan of this pick.
A lot of football, we have all these analytics nowadays, and it gets overwhelming. But truly what it comes down to, how comfortable can I make my quarterback, and how uncomfortable can I make their quarterback? And Peter Woods, while an awesome talent, I think Ruben Bain applies more pressure because he's off the edge, obviously. And if you're not going to add that much pressure to the opposite quarterback, let's help ours. So I'll agree with y'all 1,000%. Number 5, we got the Cardinals taking Ty Simpson, the quarterback, off the board. Ty Simpson, red hot for a couple of games there against some really good teams midseason. Now we are dancing in the playoffs. So if he goes crazy on the biggest stage, I'm not going to argue with this. But as of today, maybe I'm more hesitant. But I'll give it to you, B. Ross. What are your initial thoughts?
I actually like this pick because they need a quarterback, and like we said with the Jets, maybe you trade up and you go just take all the guessing out of it and go get your guy. Like Ty Simpson is talented. He's not as big as Mendoza. He's not athletic like Dante Moore, but he throws with anticipation. He plays with touch, and he's accurate. So I can see the fit, and he knows how to play with good receivers. Like he knows how to feed the ball to good receivers, and that's what Marvin Harrison needs and Trey McBride need. They need guys who can get them their targets and places they like the ball. So I actually don't mind the pick because they do need a quarterback. In a perfect world, they would probably get a filler and then wait till next year maybe. But
Much
at the same time,
it's pretty good.
Yeah, but at the same time, Ty Simpson is a talented quarterback who who's had some rough outings, but that comes with the territory.
Yeah, I don't hate the pick. My only kind of question about this is, would Arizona be okay with a shorter quarterback after what they just went through with Kyler Murray? That would be my only kind of question with it. But in terms of Ty Simpson going to Arizona, he'd have a lot of talent around him. He'd have Marvin Harrison. He'd have Paris Johnson Jr., Trey McBride. Yep. They need to shore up the offensive line. They need to add a running back. But I think they are a good coach and a good quarterback away from being a pretty dang good football team. So I don't hate this pick much here.
Hold on.
Oh, go ahead.
Before I say this, let me say this. If Ty Simpson measures over 6'0", at the combine, he's going high. If he measures under, he's going to drop. If he's 601 anything, he's going to drop. If he measures 602 and up at the Senior Bowl and combine, all that stuff, top 10, book it. That's the question that people are going to have, his height and all, because Kyler Murray, Bryce Young is shown that is not working out. So teams are going to be very, just hesitant until he measures. And once that's official, we'll see. But good point, Metro.
And real quick, and then we can move forward. Kyler Murray, for reference, is officially 5'10" at the combine. So is Bryce Young. Fellas, if we had to guess how tall actually Ty Simpson is, I think he's like 6 foot and half an inch or 6'1" right on the dot. But I don't think he's in 5 foot territory. But what about y'all?
I think he's 6 foot.
Yeah. I would give him the tallest. I think he'll measure at like 6'015".
Yeah.
Gotcha. But like you said, if he hits that 6'2", who knows how high he goes in the draft. Next one, we got Cleveland, pick number 6. They take Carnell Tate, the wide receiver 1, not on his own team, but here in the NFL out of Ohio State. I love this pick. Of course, Tyson's my number 1, but dude, this is like hanging. This is pick your poison, and I love Carnell Tate. So, Metro, you like this pick, dude, or you hate this shit?
No, we've done this in many mock drafts. I just think it's the right pick. Low moving cost, good player. Get Jerry Jeudy off that team.
Jesus, Jerry Jeudy just catching a stray. All right. No, love this pick. Like, I think he's the type of receiver that can help this Browns offense big time. One, he catches everything. I mean, at the least, if the ball's in the vicinity, he is catching it. So I think this is the right pick.
Awesome. Let's go to 7, where we probably got the most known prospect heading into this year. Caleb Downs goes to the Washington Commanders. Of course, that is the safety, of course, also out of Ohio State. I get this pick. I feel like it's almost a lock in this year's draft, if there's anything such as a lock. You could argue safeties don't go this high, but it's Caleb Downs. He's just a great player. They need some youth in this building. But B. Ross, any different thoughts on this, or do you like the pick?
I love the pick. He was my favorite player going into this year. He's my favorite player this year. Like, one, he's a safety, so I'm totally biased. I'm not gonna lie. I think when you have an all-world safety and you talk about going this high, like I have to give him all the love, because I won't see this for another like 4 or 5 years, to put that out there. So Caleb Downs, my favorite player this year. Washington, great fit. Good pick.
Yeah, I like the
Great
pick too. I like the pick too. They need some help in the back end. If you're going to keep Dan Quinn around, he needs good safety play. Caleb Downs is an excellent safety, and they need youth. So getting a stud like this would definitely help their back end.
A-plus pick for the Commanders. 8, Keldrick Falk goes to the New Orleans Saints. The Auburn edge rusher is an absolute beast. Want to hear your thoughts, Metro? Take it away.
Yeah, this feels like their type of guy. Big
does.
body, long-limbed individual. Who's stout against the run and has upside to be a good pass rusher. I don't hate the pick. I am not the biggest Keldrick Falk fan myself. I would rather keep building around Tyler Shock, because that offense has really gotten rolling the past few weeks. But at the same time, I don't hate the pick much at all here. I personally would have gone with more like a David Bailey type to give them a true, genuine pass rusher off the edge to pair opposite of Chase Young. But again, I don't hate this pick at all.
Yeah, this is definitely a New Orleans pick. They drafted the kid from Houston a few years ago, Peyton Turner, tall tweener type. So I can see them doing it again, because a lot of people don't learn from their mistakes. But with that being said, Ruben Bain is still on the board.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, no, it's a miss.
That is questionable.
You know what I mean? Like,
Point.
what are we doing? Like, and like, I think Keldrick Falk is a good player in his own right. He's a better run defender than pass defender. But as a pass rusher in today's league, like, when you pick a guy this high, you want him to be impactful in the pass game sooner than later. I don't know if his skill set is going to translate or when it's going to translate. Ruben Bain, he's going to affect the passer day one. So I don't agree with the pick. I can see the Saints doing it because this is their type of guy, but I just don't agree with it.
Yeah, I completely forgot Ruben Bain was still on the board. So
I know, me too.
In that scenario, not loving it, but I get it, dude. He's very talented. And like you said, Metro, this is their kind of guy. Pick 9, this is what we all fear, but it's kind of inevitable. Jeremiah Love going to the Kansas City Chiefs. Have you ever seen the Chiefs pick in the top 10? I haven't. It's been a while. So, awesome landing spot. I give this pick an A+ for entertainment and if I'm a Chiefs fan.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest issues that the Chiefs have had this year is their inability to be balanced on the offensive side. They just don't have explosive pieces in the running back room. Me personally, as much as I love Jeremiah Love, I think Kansas City has a lot more needs. And with Reuben Bain still on the board here and David Bailey still available and all the top corners, I just feel like maybe you could wait till like round 2 or 3 to actually address the running back position.
Yep.
That all said, I love Jeremiah Love, so I'll never be mad at the pick, especially if you're going to have a quarterback coming off an ACL injury. But again, I probably would have went with a pass rusher.
Yeah, I'm with you. I just don't see like Jeremiah Love is a dynamic football player, so it makes sense. Like he would take a lot of pressure off that quarterback. As good as Pat Mahomes is, every quarterback needs a solid run game. Jeremiah Love could provide that, but they need help on the O line, D line, and cornerback. And to me, like you can find a good back, like a good workhorse back in round 2, in round 3. Like you can. It's been proven. You got to find the right one, but I don't hate the pick. It's just I just feel like they have so many other needs. Most of them start with protecting 15 because they can't do it. So I mean, I love the player. I just don't necessarily agree with the pick because I just think you have so many other holes. And it's good players who can be drafted in that slot as well. Like it's not any corners who can't be taken here. It is. So
Fair. I mean, if you're a fantasy player, you'll love this pick. But aside from that, we could add some different players here in this category. But Jeremiah Love, Kansas City Chief, we are all crying in fear. We have the Bengals on the clock at number 10, and they take edge number 1 in our opinion. They take Reuben Bain Jr. If this happens, home run pick. I mean, you stole the draft, but what do y'all think?
Yeah, this is the type of pick they need. They need a surefire hit on that defensive line. You pair him up with the upside of Shamar Stewart. It's a really good pickup here. Not sure it's going to happen, but if it does, Cincinnati should be all over this one.
yeah, if he's sitting there at 10, you don't overthink it. Take the guy, move on, keep drafting. Like, do not overthink it. Turn that name in as soon as you see the Chiefs pick. Your pick should be rolling right in behind it.
Well said. Run that card up and make the pick. Next at 11, we got the Rams. They take Mansour Delane, the cornerback, first cornerback off the board out of LSU. There are some really good players on the board, like clearly not Ty Simpson. We have Jordan Tyson slipping down the board. Where will he land? I thought this might have been a cool spot for him to go. I don't know how much longer Devontae has with his injuries, but I'm just making stuff up here. But I think the pick's a good one, personally. It's a good fit. It's a good need. But what about y'all? I'll throw it to B. Ross.
Yeah, this is my cornerback 1 this year, so I think this is a perfect fit. Talent wise, they also have the need for it. Like with that front and a guy who's sticky in coverage, he can be a really good player. So I love the pick.
Yeah, I like the pick too. This is a team in LA that has been able to work with some, let's be honest, not highly ranked and rated corners that are a bit undersized. Put Mansour Delane in there, who has a ton of talent and is a little bit undersized. I think he'd be a good fit for Chris Shula, assuming he's still around that team next year.
Fun stuff. Let's go to 12. Oh, man. Dolphins are finally addressing the O-line with a mountain of a man, Caden Proctor, the IOL out of Alabama. And if y'all don't know how big he is, he's 6'7", 366. Metro. Talk to me about this pick. Do you like it? Do you have other tackles higher / guards? What are your thoughts?
This pick sucks. This is a terrible pick. He's just a bad fit for this team. He's a bad fit. Assuming they keep McDaniel. McDaniel wants athletic offensive linemen. He wants guys that can move. And Caden Proctor can move for his size. He would not be fast enough for this system, for this scheme. And this is just not their style of guy. This just really is not. Patrick Paul's been great for them at tackle. I'm going to assume they want Caden to play at guard. He would be an upgrade over Jonas Savaianea. I just don't get it. I would rather have Jordan Tyson, Makai Lemon, maybe not Jeremiah McCoy with the injuries, but David Bailey. There's too much talent on the board here to take a guy like Caden Proctor, who to me is not even a top 3 tackle in this class. So not a fan of this pick. I would have went Spencer Fano if I was going to take a tackle. He's just a better fit.
Yeah, so what will be interesting is to see who's the GM, because
Absolutely.
True.
whoever takes over
But
as
they're going to build
GM,
if they keep McDaniel, they're going to build around his system, though, right?
not necessarily, because he might be on a 1 year prove it deal and they have to make the playoffs, you know.
Yeah,
But
that's fair.
but if they feel like the issue with the draft is that a team might see this dude as the best tackle or the best fit for their team or the best guard. So in their mind, the pick makes sense. Detroit does it all the time. They just like the fit works for them. So I don't like the pick because I don't think I don't think a guard, unless they walk on water, Quentin Nelson style, or worthy of top 10 picks or top 15 picks. And they have other needs. They have other needs and is more talented players at the same position, up front as it is. So I'm not a big fan. Like, I like Caden Proctor. I like him 20 down. Like the right value. I think you're overvaluing like a fit because and technically it doesn't fit what they do right now. But I don't know if that's what they'll be doing because we don't know if they're going to keep McDaniels. We don't know if the GM's going to keep McDaniels. So they're in the flux of like, to me, you just take the best player. He's not the best player right here.
Totally fair, fellas. Like, we don't know what it's going to look like here in 6 months. And if we're projecting, this is a pretty strong projection. So, Caden Proctor, maybe want someone else right here we could take, but that is A-OK. This is their mock draft. Pick 13, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking Brandon Cisse, the South Carolina cornerback. I've seen him go pretty high. This is probably the highest I've seen him go, but I get the hype, man. I understand, but I'll throw it to you, B. Ross. You played DB in the NFL. What are your thoughts on this pick?
Yeah, okay. Let's say this. He meets the height requirement. He's fast. He's athletic. He does all of that pretty stuff. But when it comes to just covering and playing football, I don't think he's top 5. I don't. I think it's plenty other guys who are better cover players than him. And Tampa needs guys who can cover. They have guys who can run. Like they have a roster full of guys who can run and technically, be able to cover deep balls, but they're not doing it. Like being able to cover is more than just being athletic. It's about feel, instincts, all that kind of stuff. So I think this is too high, personally. And like, guess what? He's going to test well. He's going to be all pretty, but does it translate to football? The tape tells me it doesn't right now. Not saying that it can't, but this is more so like a potential in the future type of pick, and I just wouldn't take a guy with that question mark that high.
Yeah, I think B. Russ kind of hit the nail on the head there. I actually like the fit for Tampa Bay, assuming they bring back the coaching staff, which that's a question in and of itself.
That's a question in itself, yep.
But I don't disagree. This is way too high for Brandon Cisse. If this was a second-round pick for Cisse, I'm all for it. I think this would be a home run hit in round 2. But David Bailey's still on the board here. They badly need pass rushers. Sonny Styles is on the board here. They badly need linebacker. And yes, they need a cornerback. I'm not taking Brandon Cisse 13th overall, though. Again, early round 2, absolutely I would, but not this early. This is way too high.
I got nothing else to say. Y'all covered everything. Next pick, we're going to like this one. Bring some positivity to the video. Cowboys take Francis Mauigoa, the huge offensive tackle out of Miami, to replace Steele at right tackle. Metro, this is your team. I know you pretty well by this point. If I had to guess, I think this is an A-plus pick out of you, but let me hear it.
I like this pick. Look, I would love for Dallas to put all their resources into this defense, and I think they should. David Bailey's on the board, Sonny Styles is on the board, Jermon McCoy's on the board. Those would have been my preferred picks, but Steele is a bum. He's off the team. Tyler Guyton hasn't been great so far. You got to protect your $60 million quarterback. Francis Mauigoa sticks at right tackle, and immediately would be an upgrade over Terrence Steele. So I don't hate the pick. I like the pick. Again, I would have probably gone with the pass rusher or Sonny Styles.
I'm with you. Like, I don't hate the pick because they do need a right tackle, but they also can't stop a nosebleed. So, me personally, it's a couple of defenders that I like better in this spot, but I do understand this pick, so I don't necessarily dislike it. It's just when you talk about a Dallas Cowboys team that they can move the ball, that's not an issue. They can't stop anybody. Like, not a soul. Run, pass. If teams want to do it that week, they're going to do it. They just got to hope the offense shows up as well and they can outscore them. So I would have went defense, but I love the player, so the pick makes sense.
Awesome stuff, fellas. Let's move forward to the Detroit Lions Motor City Kitties. This is my team, and we're taking cornerback Ahmad McCoy out of Tennessee. Truly, we've been drafting a lot of corners, but McCoy's got so much talent. I like it. Take a guy with a lot of upside. I get he had physical issues this year. He hasn't played this year for y'all that don't know, but that 2024 tape is so finger looking good that I'm very interested in this player. But y'all want to hear your thoughts. You don't have to agree either because I didn't make the pick. So take it away, B. Ross. You played cornerback in the cornerback safety in the league. Talk to me about this cornerback.
I played corner too. I started at corner, then moved to safety. Just
Word. I'm so sorry.
There.
I'm so sorry. Please don't hurt me.
I just wasn't good enough at corner. Anyway,
only like 3 in the world are, so it's okay.
Jamar McCoy. So to your point, Kay, his tape 2024, chef kiss, good. He's coming off serious injury, and we don't know what's that going to look like coming off the injury. And just putting this out there, Detroit gets a lot of guys go there and get injured. They get beat up, banged up. Rather that's the turf or I don't know, but it just seems like they have a high list of guys on the injury report every week, a high number of guys on IR every year. So I'm just kind of iffy on the pick just because of history tells me this is not gonna turn out well because they don't draft corners that well. Like history, that's what history tells me. But I love the player. So I would go O-line for them and improve that offense up front because everyone knows they have the weapons on the outside, but they're struggling up front this year. So me personally, I would probably go O-line right here. But I love Jamar McCoy. I love his tape. It's just when you're coming off a serious injury, we don't know who that player is going to be next year. Especially he hasn't played football this year, and his first snaps are going to be versus NFL opponents, and he's a top 15 pick. How's that going to look to his confidence when he's not the same guy he's used to being? So I'm not a huge fan of that pick just because of the mental aspect of coming off injury and your first snaps being versus Jameson Williams, St. Brown in practice. Like Isaac Tesla's a pretty good young player. Like this is every day you can get your ass whooped. How does that bode well for your confidence? I don't know.
Yeah, I 100% agree with what he said. I'm also not a fan of this pick. I love Jermon McCoy. Detroit needs guys that can stay healthy. And Jermon McCoy is coming off a torn ACL.
Yep.
He hasn't played in over a year. And now he's going to go to a team that needs him to be a starter right away. And you have a bunch of dudes in that secondary that get injured year in and year out. And it's Ray Shaw, Taron Arnold, DJ Reed was banged up this year. Kirby Jones has been banged up this year. If he was healthy, I would love the pick. But I would have went with probably Spencer Fano here and play him at left tackle. Not the biggest fan of the pick given the situation that Detroit is in.
Thank you for your honest feedback, fellas. I love to hear it. Let's go to 16. We have the Baltimore Ravens taking R. Mason Thomas, the defensive edge. He's 6'2", 250, a little bit undersized, but he gets around the corner pretty quickly. He's got that speed on him and the jetpacks. Metro, open this up. What are your thoughts on this pick for Baltimore?
I think the guy that made this mock draft just doesn't like David Bailey. Bailey's just a better version of R. Mason Thomas. R. Mason Thomas, I like him. He's a day 2 pick in my opinion. 16th overall is wild for me. He is way too undersized, short arms, and you have Cassius Howell out there who's got the same issues, but it's just a better player. You got David Bailey out there who's got similar issues. He's just a better player. I struggle to see this pick. And you would think that a team like Baltimore would learn their lesson after they just took Mike Green, who is also a DPR-only guy, who's got shorter arms. To go back into the bag with R. Mason Thomas is questionable, to say the least. I also would have went with Spencer Fano here, play him at guard. Daniel Falele cannot be a starter on this team next year. You got to replace him. Yeah, this is a thumbs down for me.
This is a thumbs down pick mainly because this isn't what Baltimore. They won't do this back-to-back years. They took their shot on their guy last year. Small school guy, shorter arms, but he's explosive. They're going to give him time. Baltimore has that luxury because they have stability. So they're going to give him time. The guy I think they might get, who, is a good player in his own right, is TJ Parker. He has size, he has strength, he has length. Yeah. He's kind of he's halfway there, because versus the run he's really good. Versus the pass, he's been inconsistent this year, but last year he was better. So I think they go with a bigger edge rusher opposed to the guys that are short arm and lack strength. It's just, I know guys on that staff, it's no way they dig back in the bag and go, you know what, let me get another 6'2" edge rusher with short arms, because this is going to make us better. No. They will struggle even more than they have this year on defense. So I do not like this pick. I like R. Mason Thomas tapes for what it is. He is what he is, but a day one pick who you need, instant impact from, I don't see that. I do not see that.
Interesting. They have him ranked here 90th overall and 11th in the position. So maybe it's just his guy. Who knows? But appreciate the honesty there. Now for the back 16, fellows. We're already at 30 minutes, and we got a second mock draft to go through. So we're going 2 at a time. Pay attention. We're going to be moving quite quickly. First one is going to be the Vikings taking Avion Terrell, the cornerback. And then secondly at 18, we got the Jets taking Denzel Boston, the wide receiver, to pair with Dante Moore. Thoughts, Metro? Take it away.
Yeah, I like Avion Terrell. He's a good player. From Minnesota, I think there's probably a different player with their archetype, with what they look for. By the way, I've heard rumors that their DC might come to Dallas. So, hey, come this way, Brian. Come this way. We need you over here. But, yeah, this is a fine pick. I would give it if I were giving it a grade, like a C pick.
This is a good pick. Love the corner. Love the fit. Doesn't matter what system he plays in. He can cover. So, I love this pick. And then Boston, 6'4", big target. I think he gives that team some size, some much needed size, good hands, and a big target for a young quarterback is always nice.
They'll have a Washington. They'll have Boston and Dante Moore get on the same plane, meet somewhere in Seattle, and then fly them on over to New York. They're probably as close as it can get when it comes to schools. Let's jump back down to 19 and 20, we have the Panthers taking Adavega Ione, the interior O-lineman out of Penn State. And then at 20, there goes Jordan Tyson off the board to the Pittsburgh Steelers. B. Ross, what are our thoughts? We had a huge slide from Jordan Tyson. This has to be assuming health, and doctors say hell no, but want to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, if he slips to 20, Pittsburgh will be in their right mind to snatch him up and pair him with DK. And Vavega Ione, no matter who the quarterback is, that O-line needs to get better. So this is a good pick. This is a good slot for both of these guys. Granted, Jordan Tyson should have went long ago, but if he's sitting there, you take him.
Yeah, I like both these picks. I especially like the Jordan Tyson one going to Pittsburgh. The Vavega Ione one's a little bit questionable because they invested so heavily in that guard position 2 off seasons ago.
True.
But maybe they like him. I would have probably gone Jordan Tyson here for Carolina. And
another one?
I'll say it again. Why not? Why not? I would actually, no, let me rephrase that. I would actually prefer Mekhi Lemon here. He gives him a bit of a different body type. But in actuality, I would have rather gone them with David Bailey, who, man, David Bailey must have stepped on this guy. I kind of feel bad for him. David Bailey's a really good player, and he should be taken off the board here for Carolina, who could use a pass rusher and a guy with his sort of skill set.
That's true.
Good stuff, fellas. Let's jump to 21 and 22. We have the Cowboys taking their second first-round pick. The first one they took the Francis Maui Noah, right tackle out of Miami. Thank you, Mr. Metro. And this time they take David Bailey, speak of the devil, the edge out of Texas Tech. And then at 22, we got the Chargers taking Sonny Styles, the linebacker out of Ohio State. Thoughts, Metro? Open this up with your team.
Yeah, I'm not mad with David Bailey being taken here. I tend to believe somebody will take him in the top 15, but if he falls to us at 21, I'm game for it. I would have preferred probably Sonny Styles because I think Donovan Ezeraku has a ton of potential to be really good next year. And I think you'll bring back probably Jadeveon or Sam or Dante. So obviously they need a pass rusher, so I don't hate the pick, but I would have probably preferred Sonny Styles. As for the Chargers side of things, I'm not really understanding the Sonny Styles pick. You got Deion Henley, who's been really good for you. You actually need probably more of a pass rusher or some help on the offensive line.
Yes,
There's
God.
Spencer Fano
It's
right
sitting
there, just waiting to be taken. And again, I don't know if Spencer Fano stepped on this guy that did the mock draft, but he's probably the best pure tackle in this class. And I know they don't need a tackle, but kick him inside to play guard, he'd be really good there. So, yeah, I don't hate the Sonny Styles pick for LA because they definitely could use more depth in that, opposite of Deion Henley, because right now it's Denzel Perriman and Troy Dye, et cetera, et cetera. But that offensive line is terrible this year. So I don't know. I would have probably went with Spencer Fano.
Yeah, I'm with you. I love the David Bailey pick. Thought he should have gone, higher. This guy definitely has some personal going on with a couple guys on this board in this draft. But Sonny Styles pick, to your point, I just don't get it when you can't protect your $50 million quarterback. I just can't fathom picking a guy who can't help your quarterback right here. So not a big fan of the Styles pick. Love the player. I think he's I think he's a dog linebacker. Just I don't think they need that. And they need a guy who can protect Herbert. So mid pick.
Well said, gentlemen. Moving to 23 and 24, we have the Philly Eagles taking Kenyon Sadiq, the tight end out of Oregon. Then at 24, C.J. Allen, the Buffalo Bills take off the board, the linebacker out of Georgia. Interesting picks here back-to-back. The Kenyon Sadiq one catches my eye for sure. B. Ross, what are your thoughts on these two?
So in theory, I like the Kenyon Sadiq pick. I do, in theory. But we already got one superstar receiver complaining about targets. You think this kid's not going all right, the first year he's cool with his role. Year 2, 3, he's expecting targets, but they're gonna be having him block in line and cross. I'm just saying, this team is built on the run game, and he's not a strong blocker. He is a dynamic pass catcher. After the catch, he can stretch the field vertically. But it's one ball. It's not like basketball. Everyone gets 15 shots. Everyone's not getting 15 targets. Or 10 targets. So I just, again, how does that chemistry look? And his run game stuff isn't what they need up front. But hell of a player. CJ Allen, love this pick to Buffalo. They need a stud on the inside. To me, this is a no-brainer. You take this kid and shore up the middle of that defense because they have been struggling versus the run this year. I think he can help nullify some of that as well as that team just getting healthy. But I love the CJ Allen pick. I question the Kenyon Sadiq pick.
Yeah, I'm right there with B. Ross. What's wrong with Dallas Goedert, man? Just re-sign him. He's a hell of a player. Just bring him back for one more year or 2 more years. He's a good freaking player, man. 11 touchdowns this year. I like Kenyon Sadiq, but I think B. Ross said it well. This wants to be a team that wants to be physical, run it down your throat. Kenyon Sadiq, while an athletic freak, while he tries in the run game, just is really not that style of a tight end. Yeah. So I don't hate the pick. I think there would be a use for him in this system, but I just feel like why take a tight end at 23 when you have a good tight end on your roster? And then when it comes to C.J. Allen, I think he's a stud. I would absolutely love that pick for Buffalo. They have to get better defensively. They have to be able to stuff the run, and C.J. Allen instantly steps in and is a bit of change of scenery there for Buffalo. So I like that pick there.
Next up on deck, we got one of the hottest teams in football, the Chicago Bears at 25, and at 26, the Texans. Also one of the hottest teams. At 25, we got the Bears taking T.J. Parker, the edge, off the board out of Clemson. And 26, Emmanuel Pregnon, the interior O lineman out of Oregon. I gave it to B. Ross last time, so Metro, talk to me about T.J. going to Chicago and Pregnon falling to the Texans.
Love the T.J. Parker pick. This is exactly their style of a guy. He can get after the quarterback. He's good versus the run. He basically is a 2-for-1 for both for Chicago. When it comes to Pregnon, I like Pregnon a lot. I think that him going to Houston makes a ton of sense. I'll say it again. Spencer Fano's on the board. True. They need tackle help. I don't know. Maybe he thinks Pregnon's better. I love Pregnon. Think he's a good player, good fit with this team. Spencer Fano's on the board here, and you need a tackle. Protect C.J. Stroud, man. Protect him as best you can. I'm taking Spencer Fano if it's me.
I'm right there with you. I love T.J. Parker. He's a great fit in Chicago, and Dennis Allen and that defense. He can help some of their woes in the run game. Pregnon, I love him as a player as well. He's a good guard, going to be a good player. But they need a tackle. They have to protect the edges. And Spencer Fano is sitting right there on the board. So apparently, this dude doesn't think Spencer Fano is worth a damn because we're at pick 26 and he's still sitting there. So, I mean, I love the need that they address, but just don't agree with the player.
Where is Spencer Fano? Where is Mr. Fano? We'll find out here pretty soon. 27, we got the L.A. Rams taking now a wide receiver, KC Recepcion out of Texas A&M. Then 28, the Browns take Carter Smith. Ooh, Metro talked to this guy the other week. The interior O lineman is where they think he will play in the NFL, of course, at Indiana. B. Ross, talk to me about these two picks. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, so I like the KC pick because he's different than Puka and Devontae. He's dynamic with the ball in his hands, and like that's what they're missing in that Rams offense. Like just a guy they can throw some quick to, and he can be dynamic. He can be explosive. Like they're missing that explosive person in that offense. So this is a great pick for me, and like. I think Mekhi Lemon's a better player, but he fits more so the mold of what Puka and Tay already are. So, KC, great pick. Carter Smith. Now, I don't hate the pick, but Spencer Fano is still on the board. And that's all I got to say. That's all I got to say.
Did he not declare?
Look,
did he go back?
What happened between
I literally
those
just
two?
looked it up. I looked it up. He is committed to the draft, and I had to look it up because I was genuinely confused. Maybe we missed him. Maybe somebody else took him in this mock draft. I don't know what maybe this guy doesn't like Spencer Fano. Look, I like KC Concepcion. I think he's a great fit for this team.
Yep.
That all said, Spencer Fano is on the board, man, and I feel like I'm a broken clock. I just keep saying it over and over again. But they need a tackle. They need a right tackle specifically because Rob Havenstein is old and he's injury prone. You need somebody opposite of him. Alaric Jackson's had some injuries too. Okay, but KC Concepcion's a good player, but you have Tutu Atwell. He can also move himself. You have Jordan Whittington, who can do a lot of things too. You have Kenoda Mumfield. Just think there's too much talent there to take KC. I love the player. I think it would be an awesome spot for him, especially long-term once Adams retires.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then when it comes to Carter Smith, I love Carter Smith. He ain't a round one prospect in my personal book. He is much more of a day two guy, but I like him a lot. I think he can play tackle. He can play guard. He's a physical dude. I think for Cleveland, they would love his services. And I'm not going to say it again.
2 years down the line, they would.
Yeah, but I'm going to say it again. Spencer Fano, man. I don't know.
New rule, because I agree with you. I completely agree. The next person to say Spencer Fano will be me, or we're not talking about him, because I completely agree. But I'm sure the audience wants to strangle us right now.
That's okay.
But you guys are correct. How the hell is he not off the board? Let's go to 29. We got the 49ers and the Patriots. I still don't see him. The Niners are going to go with Mekhi Lemon, the wide receiver. And then the Patriots take Metro. Who's that?
Max Ihenekor, I think.
Good shit, my friend. And with that being said, I don't know who I gave it to last time, but since you earned that Metro, I'll let you open up with these two.
Yeah, Mekhi Lemon to San Francisco. That would be an excellent pickup right there. They need a receiver with the whole Ayuk saga going on, with the injuries to Ricky Pearsall, with the contract stuff with Juwan Jennings. You're going to need somebody to play there. And, man, Brock Purdy with Mekhi Lemon, that would be a nasty duo right there. When it comes to Max Ihenekor, CBS is quite high on him. I'll be completely transparent with you. I've watched probably 25 to 30 tackles. I've not watched Max Ihenekor, so maybe I just don't know ball. I'm not going to say it. I'll let Kate say it when it comes to this certain player that's not being taken here. If he's a good player, then yeah, I like the pick, but I haven't seen his film, so I can't really speak to him much here.
Mekhi, that's my guy. I don't care where he goes. He's a good fit. All right, so next. All right, Max. Questionable anchor, good feet, good athlete, but he's not strong. And I don't like tackles who can get bullied on the edge because they are going to consistently struggle versus elite pass rushers or just good pass rushers, because a lot of guys in the NFL at the least are strong. They're strong and fast, and he struggles with speed on his edges and power down the middle. So I don't see how he's picked this high. He has him ranked the 24th overall pick. He's saying he's better than bro. It's so many guys that I won't name at not even at his position, because I won't say the other guy who plays the same position who we can't mention anymore. But you're telling me he's better than how many guys are Anthony
He has him
Hill,
at third at the position.
Kamar? Crazy work, because that's crazy. Just in the no. And like I think Max has upside. He's a high upside guy, but on tape, very inconsistent. Very, very inconsistent. So I don't see why you would take him right here with other guys on the board. Better football players.
Max, haven't seen your tape, man, but I'm sure you're amazing. Looking forward to watching you this weekend. 31-32 to cap this one off. We got the Broncos taking Caleb Banks, the Florida defensive lineman. And 32, the Seahawks win the Super Bowl. Let's go. And they take Julian Neal, the cornerback. I let Metro open, I think, twice in a row. So, B. Ross, take it home.
Yeah, I actually like the Caleb Banks pick. Get a big body in there to help that second level where there are going to be question marks on that defense. You can also go Anthony Hill here and go get an inside linebacker. But I do like Caleb Banks. I think he's a hell of a football player who's going to do his job day one, year one in terms of stopping the run. And Julian Neal, sleeper pick. I can see him going to Seattle. He fits their mold of what they like in corners. Long, he's athletic, good enough speed, but not great. Plays a lot of press, really good in press. And, granted, Seattle doesn't just do the cover 3 stuff anymore. Those corners are they look for the same stuff, like the same traits and characteristics. Granted, I do think there are better players in this slot for Julian Neal at corner and at multiple other spots. But I can see Julian Neal being a Seattle type of guy. Like, I've been hearing about him since October, about how he's moving up on people's boards already. So I can see it happening. I just don't agree with it.
Yeah, I think John Franklin Myers is a free agent this year, so if he does end up leaving, I know they have a couple other guys on the defensive line in Denver who might go elsewhere. So taking Caleb Banks, kind of just another piece to add to that defense. He was injured this year, but man, when he was healthy, he's a good ball player. And Julian Neal, I basically agree with everything B. Ross said. He does feel like a Seattle type of a guy, but I'm also with B. Ross here. He was not a top 10 corner for me, so I don't know. It just feels a little bit rich for me. But again, if Seattle likes him, if Mike McDonald were to like him, I would trust Mike more than I would trust my own judgment. So, yeah, if it's the case, then I don't hate the pick. But I don't know. I'm a little confused as to where my guy Spencer Fano is.
Hey, you broke the rule.
I had to break it. I had to break it.
You're in timeout, Mr. Metro. But guys, this is the first mock draft. We're at 48 minutes. We got another one to go through, so we're going to go a little bit faster. Okay, is that all right with you guys? You got the time today?
Yep.
Let's run it.
Let's go.
All right, let's run through this. This first one's by CBS. Second one, we have PFF. This one's by Dalton Wasserman. And for this one, I'm going to go back and forth to one of you two, okay? If you have something strong to say and it's not your turn, just interrupt me. How's that sound?
Let's do it.
Sounds good.
Cool. I'm going to go B. Ross, Metro, and so on. So, B. Ross, you're going to have the odds, and Metro, you're going to have the evens. First pick, we have Fernando Mendoza going off the board to the Raiders. Any surprise here, B. Ross?
No surprises there. That's the right pick.
Correctamundo. And then, wow, way different than the last one. And number 2, we have the Giants taking Jordan Tyson at Arizona State. For comparison, he fell to 21 in the previous mock draft all the way to the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, Metro, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, this is the right pick. If you're not going to trade down, support your young quarterback. Either that or give him some help on the offensive line or at a corner. Jordan Tyson's the best player in those positions of need if he's healthy. Now, if he's not healthy, which putting Jordan Tyson in a Giants turf kind of scares me a little bit. But if he's 100% healthy, if the medicals are positive, yeah, take Jordan Tyson here.
Quick question. Is MetLife like for a banker? Is that like a hospital?
I thought it was
MetLife is a Insurance. It's an insurance
Yeah.
company.
That's perfect name, Nick. That place is an absolute graveyard. Get your life insurance, protect yourself. People are always getting hurt on that damn field. Next up, we got the New York Jets, who also play on MetLife, and they take Dante Moore, the quarterback. We discussed this before, but I won't steal your thunder, B. Ross. You just mentioned it's kind of a bad landing spot because they don't do well with quarterbacks.
Yeah, like the Jets quarterback situation is like quarterback purgatory. Like you go there to die. So I hate that for young quarterbacks. But Dante Moore is a good player. It's just I just don't think the Jets do well with quarterbacks.
And the stats and facts would prove it, my friend. Next, we got the Titans taking Arvell Reese, the linebacker. I like this fit just a little bit more than the last one, but Metro, what do you think?
Yeah, I like this pick. My only sort of grievance with this pick is that they just took Oluwafemi Aladejo last year.
True.
He was sort of the raw outside linebacker, and they took him in the second round last year. He's been on IR for most of the season. I kind of wonder if maybe that would make them a little bit cautious taking an Arvell Reese because of the fact they already have this young player they're developing, but probably new coaching staff. I'm sure they will go with their guy regardless of what goes on here. They need an off-ball linebacker. They need a pass rusher. Arvell Reese kind of fits kind of two hats with one player.
Good stuff, my friend. At 5, the Cardinals, different route this time, not taking a quarterback in Ty Simpson, but an awesome prospect in edge Ruben Bain Jr. B. Ross, what'd you think, my friend?
I love this pick. Like, go get who you feel is the best player. And, if things don't work out, you're picking one of the top quarterbacks in 2027. So to me, it's a win-win pick.
B. Ross approved. Let's keep cooking to 6. And here we have the Browns also taking Carnell Tate. It's just kind of written in the stars, man. This feels like an absolute lock. But Metro, do you think differently?
No, it feels like a lock. This is just the right pick in general. So thumbs up.
Carnell Tate, man, you're not going very far. Low moving costs. All you're going to need is a rental car. So hope you're looking forward to that. 7, we have the Commanders taking, again, safety Caleb Downs out of Ohio State. B. Ross, you're a safety. You played safety in the NFL. Do you think Caleb Downs is a good football player?
He's a great football player. Don't overthink it. If he's sitting there, take him.
Hell
Simple.
yeah. Did I cut you off? Got anything else?
Nope.
Good.
It's that easy.
It's that easy, man. Drafting's so easy, man. These GMs overthink it. Just take the good football player. I'm just kidding. It's a hard job. 8, we have the Saints take. Ooh, hello.
Oh.
This is probably the first surprise of this draft. It's kind of fun, though. Saints take running back Jeremiah Love off the board. Metro, talk to me, man. Express yourself. What are our thoughts on this pick?
I'm conflicted because on one side, I love the idea of putting Tyler Shock and giving him a Jeremiah Love, letting that duo cook for the next couple of years. That sounds great. I know Alvin Kamara is still there, but he's not the Alvin we used to know. He'd be a great veteran for Jeremiah Love to learn from. I just believe with where the Saints are positioned, they would be better off taking other positions. They need pass rushers. They need help in the secondary. They could use some interior offensive linemen. They could even use a receiver. I just think filling in at running back isn't their biggest need, especially when they already have Audric Estime, who just had over 100 yards, Devin Neal, who's a quality running back, and there's other running backs you can take in free agency that would be solid picks. So I love it for the fun of this mock draft, but at the same time, I would probably have gone with, I don't know, David Bailey or maybe a Micaiah Lemon would have been my pick here.
This pick gives shades of Ashton Genty going to the Raiders this year. Like, awesome player. We're not going to deny that. But how much does it change the entire, not culture, but winningness and record column of your team? Truly.
Well, fair.
Go ahead.
I never thought I'd say this, but he'd be going to a team with a better quarterback. Tyler Shock is cooking right
You're
now.
right. You're
absolutely cooking. And we know Geno kind of fell off a cliff, so there are definitely some shades of similarities of a team in a rebuilding that takes a running back too early. But I do think Jeremiah would have more success in this offense because of how good Shock has looked to end the season. And they got 2 good tackles, so they have something to kind of build off of there.
They do have very good tackles. They've been building through the trenches. 9, we got the KC Chiefs. Really sad here, but they take, actually not sad after this pick, they take Francis Maui-Noah, the right tackle out of Miami. B. Ross, what you thinking?
This is the right pick. You have to protect the money. The money is injured right now because he took a beating all this year. and it just finally happened. So I think you go get a tackle to get who's the right tackle? Is it Taylor? Thinking
I don't know, to be honest.
Taylor, yeah.
Yeah, get him off the field. Get him off the field. He's a walking penalty. I mean, he's going to hold and he's going to false start at least once a game. Each penalty, at least once a game, like it always happens. So go get your right tackle, plug and play, and keep it pushing.
Good move. It never hurts to draft O-line. 10, we have the Bengals taking theirs. Metro's man, David Bailey, the edge out of Texas Tech. Metro, you mentioned David Bailey wanting to go higher. Is this too high? Are you against this now? Like, where's your sweet spot for him, or is this okay?
My sweet spot is more like 15, 16, 14 range. That's kind of where I think he should go. But again, it's not the world we live in. If he's a good player, you just take him wherever. Good player. They need pass rushers. I mean, hey, we could use the pass rush juice. I ain't going to be mad about it. But do I like this pick? I don't hate this pick. I don't know what else I would take here instead of David Bailey, though. That's the kind of the question for me. I would have liked Francis Marianoa. But, yeah, I like David Bailey. Him and Shamar Stewart, that would give you some fun pass rushers to build on for the next few years. I don't know if it makes them much better next year because they already have Joseph Osai, who's been all right for them. But I think it gives them somebody who can actually consistently win and get after the quarterback a little bit.
Approved. And with 4 scouts in the building, this is as good as it gets for the Bengals. 11, we have the Rams taking Jermon McCoy. So last draft they took Mansour Lane out of LSU. This draft they take Jermon McCoy out of Tennessee. B. Ross, talk to me about this player.
Yeah, love the player. I wouldn't take a guy who hasn't played a full year of football and he's coming off an injury this high. I would take Mansour Lane. I think Mansour Lane's tape this year is better than his tape last year. So that's why I would take him over McCoy. But with that being said, if they took him and they had a plan for him, to ease him back in, because now you're talking about going to, I forgot the other team. I think the Lions took him in the previous. Now it's better receivers. It's Devontae Adams, who has never been pressed by anybody. And I've seen that. I've never seen anyone put hands on him. And then Puka Nacua. So again, confidence. Like you want to take him to ass whooping in practice for 2 months. These are his first reps. Devontae Adams. Okay, I don't agree with it, but I do love the player. I just think you should take a different corner.
I mean, you can actually. This is like a general question or an insider question for you, B. Ross. I've heard iron sharpens iron. Like, at least when I see people play ball, you want the better matchup because you just get that much better in camp. But there's something to be said for a DB position, especially cornerback, where it is so isolated. And if you mess up one time in a game, you're ass. I get the confidence thing. You need to be almost ludicrous to play the position. Is that true? Would you rather have iron sharpens iron, or would you rather have, hey, let's have him kick ass in practice with some bummy wide receivers like the current Cleveland room and let him come back to his form?
I just know that like confidence plays a big, like I've seen talented guys fail in the NFL because they weren't confident. Like they lost their confidence early in their career and they never recovered. And like that's from losing reps, that's from like the coaching staff, like it's a multitude of things. So me personally, I would say like Cleveland, take them late if they needed a corner, right? You take them late and let them get better and develop because like the expectations are already low. In the Rams case, they're win now, win. And if he doesn't live up to that first round hype early on, like that might hinder them from actually winning. That's where I just don't see the like that high. If they trade back and take him at 19, 20, cool. But at 11, I need a guy who's, plug and play ready. I just don't know if he's going to be ready. But iron does sharpen iron, but at some point, iron also can cut iron.
Bars from B. Ross. Thank you for your insight, King. I appreciate it from the NFL veteran. 12, we have the Miami Dolphins taking Mekhi Lemon out of USC. Metro, we talked about this before. This pick feels stinky, icky. Like you're trying to change the culture. I don't know if we're doing that with this pick, but Mekhi Lemon's an awesome wide receiver. So where do you land?
I think he changed the culture in terms of like he's a dog. And
True.
while I like Tyreek Hill and I like Jalen Waddle, I wouldn't necessarily classify them as dogs necessarily. Mekhi would bring sort of a dog mentality to that receiving core. I don't love the pick simply because I just don't know if that makes Miami a better football team because they've had Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle the past few years, and I know Mekhi will be a good player. He's not going to be a 2,000-yard receiver year one. So, but again, I think that's pretty high expectations. I like the player. I don't hate the pick. I would have probably went with Mansour Lane, sure up the secondary a bit more, but I'm never going to be mad about Mekhi Lemon being a drafted player in the top 15. He's a good player.
Awesome. Thank you, Metro. Let's go to 13 where we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And they take Sonny Styles, the linebacker, off the board. B. Ross, tell me about it.
Yes, 100 times over. This is the perfect fit for him. Like, if Todd Bowles is there, if Todd Bowles isn't there, this is a great fit because this pick to me shores up the middle of your defense, and then you build inside out and let him roll. Like, this is a hell of a pick to me.
Let's go. And this next pick is also a hell of a pick. 14, the Dallas Cowboys, who can't stop a nosebleed currently, take cornerback Mansour Lane out of LSU. Metro, are we throwing a party or what? Do you like this pick?
Yeah, inject this shit in my veins. I love this pick. This is the exact pick they need. They are so bad in the back end. I need Mansour Lane in a Cowboys uniform. Please make this happen.
Oh, hell. That's awesome. Thank you. That was electric. 15, we got the Lions take. Oh, the rule
There you
has
go.
been broken.
Finally,
man. Like,
No,
what are we
goes
talking
off
about?
the board to the Detroit Lions. The tackle, he plays right. You could throw him at left. Maybe put Penny Sewell at left. It's a good problem to have, though. We'll get there when we get there. But B. Ross, what do you think?
This is the right pick. Like, to me, this is the right pick. You shore up that front and you help protect Goff. They've been struggling this year, and they need a tackle opposite of Sewell. So to me, I think he can be that.
I'd be so fired up if we had this pick in real life. 16, the Ravens take edge Cassius Howell out of Texas A&M. Metro, is this approved or disapproved?
yeah. I mean, in the last mock draft, they took R. Mason Thomas. I think Cassius Howell is just a better version of R. Mason Thomas in a lot of different ways. So, while I still don't love the pick because I just think I just don't feel like a DPR, short-armed edge rusher is what they need right now. I think they would be better served taking a Keldrick Falk or even a Peter Woods, who Peter Woods is still available. I think he'd be a great fit for Baltimore, especially with all the injuries in the interior defensive line they have. So it's not a thumbs down, but it's just one of those things where it's like you could just take R. Mason Thomas round 2, Peter Woods right here, and you'd have a really good defensive line that has a lot of young talent. But I'm not pissed about the draft pick here, but I'm also not like in love with it. So, yeah, it is what it is.
B-. We'll take it all day long. 11, the Vikings get a steal. Defensive interior, Peter Woods. If you asked this question in 2024, told somebody that Peter Woods goes off the board, not in the top 10, they say you're smoking the wacky tobaccos. So, B. Ross, what do you think about this pick?
I love this pick. They need help in that D-line room. They have two older veterans in what's the face? Hargrave and
Johnson
Allen.
McDonald?
Allen.
I'm off. I thought you were talking about the Jets pick. I'm off.
No.
Tomato.
Yeah.
So like Peter Woods is, to me, he's a high upside player. Like, he just hasn't played to the level he did previously, but that's not saying that it's not in his body because he's shown it that it's in his body. So I love this pick. Help shore up the interior of that defense. Again, you build defense inside out.
Yep.
Let's go. 18, we got the Jets using their pick from the Colts to take edge Keldrick Falk out of Auburn. You just sent away Quentin Williams. Now you acquire Keldrick Falk. Metro, what do we think?
I don't know if I love this pick. Because you already have, and I know there's been a lot of trade rumors regarding these guys, but you already have Jermaine Johnson. You already have Will McDonald. I know they need depth in that room, and I understand that. I just feel like with this pick right here, I would rather them have taken like a CJ Allen, one of these top receivers like Denzel Boston, something else. But at the same time, I kind of looking at the board here, it does feel like Keldrick might be one of the better players available. So I'm never going to be mad at a team for taking who they might consider best player available. This just would not have been my personal pick. I think they have edge talent, so I'm not mad at it. I'm just not like the biggest fan of it. So, yeah.
Valid. Let's go to 19 with the Carolina Panthers. I have not seen this to date. Tight end Kenyon Sadiq out of Oregon goes off the board. Carolina, I'm just going to read this because I'm curious why they picked here. Carolina's tight ends ranked 31st in the NFL in PFF receiving grade and have the fewest receiving yards through week 17. And with that information, B. Ross, are you on board or are you still thinking, I don't know, a little bit too rich?
No, I actually love this pick, and I love it because Jatavian Sanders is injured, and I think he's going to be out for a long period of time. I forgot what the injury was, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be out for going into next year. So this pick makes sense, and they need more production out of that position. And you're talking about a dynamic vertical threat at tight end. Sign me up.
Yeah, broken ankle, by the way.
Yep, there you go.
Terrible. That's tough.
Yep.
Tough stuff. Let's go to 20. Pittsburgh Steelers, they take Denzel Boston, the wide receiver out of Washington. Oh, my goodness. 2 6'4" wide receivers on the edge. The DB room is in shambles when you play them all during the week. So, Metro, do you agree with taking 2 towers of wide receivers, or would you go somewhere else right here?
I would have went Ty Simpson here. I just think you can't go into next year with Will Howard as your starting quarterback. Just don't think you can do it. While I love Denzel Boston, I just think him and DK Metcalf, well, they're not the same player, but they're 2 big dudes that are going to win a lot downfield.
Yep.
And I like Denzel Boston. He's growing on me a lot more as we get closer to the draft. I'm not a big DK Metcalf fan. I just think they're a little bit too similar. I would prefer them to take Ty Simpson here, and then in round 2, go after a Jeremy Bernard, go after a Chris Brazel, somebody with a bit of a different body type, so that way there's some more variety in the receiving core. I just think DK and Denzel, while different players, have some overlapping features that might make me prefer just taking the quarterback here in Ty Simpson.
When in doubt, spin the chamber, take the quarterback. 21, we got the Dallas Cowboys taking the Packers. Using the Packers pick to take linebacker C.J. Allen out of Georgia. B. Ross, tell me about this pick. Do you agree with it? We're going back-to-back defensively here. They took Mansour Lane before. Do you like this pick or no?
This is the correct. I'm not a Cowboys fan like Metro. I despise the Cowboys. But that's
I love this draft.
But yes, right. I love this draft for the Cowboys. This makes this defense better. This makes this team better. CJ Allen, he's going to be your Mike. He's going to be your green dot guy. He's going to be a leader on that defense, on a young, changing defense. So I like it. I love this pick actually. Like, this is a really good pick. I wish those 2 players would go to 2 other teams because I don't like the Cowboys. But if they get this draft, people should be worried.
Thank you for the great analysis, B. Ross. And for those casuals out there like myself, green dot means back of the helmet. You have the mic in your helmet and you're calling plays for the team.
My bad.
22. No, not your bad. I like to over-explain. 22, we got the Chargers taking the guard, Vega Ione, out of Penn State. Metro, this is your guy. Do you agree with this pick? We mentioned before we want to protect Mr. Herbert, but would you go somewhere else here, or do you like this one?
Nope, this is exactly what they need. Put him at left guard, get Zion Johnson out of there. You got your 2 tackles. You got him, Mekhi Becton. Draft a center in the 4th or 5th round, or even 3rd round, maybe Jake Slaughter. Yeah, you got to protect Justin Herbert. Herbert is hard carrying this offense right now. Give this man some support on the offensive line. Make his life easier next year. Adding Vivek Ione, he is the perfect player for what Harbaugh wants to do. So, Love this pick.
Fire me up. Let's go to the Eagles taking cornerback Avion Terrell off the board out of Clemson. They need one more cornerback for sure, and this is where they land. B. Ross, what are your thoughts?
I think this is the perfect pick for them. I think they go get a different body type who can flat out just cover. Like, Avion Terrell can just flat out cover. He is sticky in man. He's sticky in zone. He has good ball skills. So I think this is an ideal fit for this Philly team that already has Quinyon and Cooper DeJean. Like, you go get your 3rd guy because you really need 4 good corners, but you need 3 really good ones. So I think he fits that mold and helps his defense get even better, which is scary.
Let's go. 24, we got the Buffalo Bills taking defensive interior Caden McDonald out of Ohio State. Metro, I know you like the abouts of Caden McDonald. Do you like this pick here?
Yeah. By the way, I don't know if Caden even went in the last mock draft. That
Did not.
kind of was,
He didn't.
That's a little bit questionable to me
didn't.
as well. Yeah, Caden McDonald is stout against the run. They need dudes in that middle, which, by the way, they actually have some pieces there in Buffalo that are playing well on that defensive line. They just need more run stuffers, specifically off the edge. I would have probably preferred TJ Parker here, but Caden McDonald is an absolute brick wall. He would make this defense much more physical and harder to move on that line of scrimmage. So I'm never going to be mad about taking brick walls in the defensive line, and Caden McDonald is exactly that. So he's one of the best run defenders in this class, especially in the defensive line. I have no issue with this pick.
Good stuff. Next, we got at 25, the Chicago Bears. Taking the same players last time. You talk about Carnell Tate being locked to the Browns. Feels like TJ Parker, the edge, is also locked to the Bears. B. Ross, any thoughts that are different from last mock draft?
No, don't overthink it. You need edge help. You need size. You need strength. You need run support. He checks all those boxes. Sign me up.
Sign B. Ross up. 26, we got the Texans taking tackle/guard Caden Proctor out of Alabama. This is the guy who's an absolute mountain. B. Ross. Metro. We mentioned that Houston could use some help on the O-line. Do you think this is the help we need, or would you go somewhere else?
I think with how the board fell for them, no Ione, the two top tackles are off the board here. I don't have an issue with Caden Proctor being taken here. In the last mock draft, he was taken in the top 12 to Miami. I didn't like it then. I much prefer it here at 26 to Houston, who could use somebody who has flexibility to play tackle and play guard. They want to be a nasty physical offensive line. I think Caden Proctor fits the mold of that exactly. So this is a good pick for them at 26 specifically.
Thank you, sir, for that breakdown. 27, the Rams take defensive interior Christian Miller out of Georgia. B. Ross, break it down for me.
Actually don't hate this pick. Like, that D-line is young on the edge, but they're older on the inside. So you go get a young, talented interior big man like Christian Miller to help shore up the interior of that D-line for long term. So I love the pick.
Spoiler for the next one. You can see the Browns mock draft right here. They get Carnell Tate with pick number 6. And with pick number 28, they're taking Caleb Lomu, the left tackle out of Utah. Metro, this is an A+ for me, but do you dislike this pick?
No, I don't hate it. I think he's the best remaining tackle on the board here. They need help on that offensive line. Protect Shador Sanders or whoever might start for them next year. You have your receiver now. You have an offensive lineman. I think this is the right pick here. One of the better pass blockers in this class. So, yeah, thumbs up for me.
Very nice. Next up at 29, we got the 49ers taking KC Concepcion, the wide receiver out of Texas A&M. B. Ross. Is Makai still on the board? No, he went to the Dolphins. Excuse my language.
Yeah.
So KC, probably the best remaining wide receiver, unless you like Denzel, who went to the Pittsburgh Steelers. So this is him. What are your thoughts?
They need a yak guy. Like, that's what this offense is missing. Outside of Christian McCaffrey, no one really can create with very little. So I think you go get a guy who can get some tosses, get some jet sweeps, get some screens, and be dynamic with the ball in his hands. Like, they haven't filled the role of Deebo Samuel yet. So to me, and like, he's not as big and strong. Like, he's not going to line up in the backfield. But Kyle Shanahan, one of the best play designers in the world, will find ways to get that guy the ball on the edge, get him the ball in space, and let him be dynamic with the ball. And he's going to also return punts probably. So he get multiple touches of the football. I think this is an A+ pick all day.
A+ from B. Ross. 30, we got the New England Patriots taking Edge Romello Height, who was twitched up to the max. The bunk bed mate of, what's his name? Who's the nice man off the edge?
David Bailey.
David Bailey.
Thank you very much. Take it away, Metro. What are your thoughts?
I'm not the biggest fan of Romeo Height, but in the back of round 1, I'm a bit more open to the idea of it. I think for New England, they could definitely use some help off the edge. With the way the board kind of fell, again, I don't have the board in front of me with what he was working with, but off the top of my head, this pick feels, generally speaking, pretty solid. Because the receiving board is kind of diminished at this point. There's no Kenyon Sadiq on the board. Defensive line is kind of diminished, especially in the interior. So yeah, I don't hate the pick of Romeo Height here.
Is it Romeo like tortilla the same way the double O works in Spanish?
I have no clue. I'll be honest.
You said Romeo. so it's Romeo like tortilla.
I don't think it's Romello.
Okay.
So if it's not
I'm wrong. We'll
Romello,
figure
then
out
it's
the right one later.
Romeo.
Okay.
We'll have to work on that. We'll work on that off camera.
We'll work on that. That's on us. That's on me. 31, we got the Denver Broncos taking. Ooh, this is perfect. We got B. Ross to talk about linebacker Anthony Hill out of Texas. This is his guy. So talk to me about your guy, B. Ross.
Yeah, like Denver needs help at inside linebacker. He's the best one available. He could end up going to Dallas. Who knows? But Anthony Hill, love the player. I think he's dynamic as a blitzer. He's better in pass coverage. He's gotten better every year in pass coverage. He's a really good athlete in space, so I love the fit. And you're talking about pairing him with a defense that's already stout and just having him come in and learn the system and be the green dot guy, call the defense and fall into his role. This could be like a low-key steal if, things fall the way they could within that defense.
Good stuff. Last pick of this draft, the Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks take tackle/guard Jennings Dunker out of Iowa. Metro, do you like this one and do you like the fit for the team?
Yeah, this is the exact style of guy they'd be looking for. Just a physical, hard-nosed guy who's going to work exactly with what they want to do. This is all assuming they keep Kubiak as the OC. Anthony Bradford's one of the worst starting guards in football. I think you replace him immediately with Jennings Dunker. This interior is still a bit of a work in progress. The one thing Sam Darnold does struggle with is interior pressure. If you can shore up that interior offensive line in the offseason, if you don't win a championship this year, you'd give yourself a much better chance in 2026 and beyond. So thumbs up pick for me here. I like the Jennings Dunker pick.
Absolutely.
Let's go, fellas. We have completed our 2 mocks, and now we're going to give them each a grade. We have this as recency bias. I want to grade this one and then the CBS one. First one by Dalton Wasserman out of PFF. What would you guys grade this? We're giving it a letter grade. That means A, B-, C-, C+. Whatever you want to do, you can say. I'll let B. Ross open and then Metro follow. And don't use the others as bias. I want your original grades. No groupthink.
No
okay?
bias. Yeah.
Yes.
No bias. Nope. Non-bias. I'm gonna give it an A because it's enough surprises in there that are kind of realistic where you're like, you know what, I can see that happening. Hope it doesn't, but I can see it. And then there are just kind of things where things just kind of line up where you're like, yeah, I would do this, I would do that. So it fits the mold of just what a mock draft to me, what it should overall like kind of look like, just in terms of realism and some just, some curveballs that may or may not happen. So I'm gonna give it an A.
Metro,
Yeah.
Floor is yours.
I found myself often in this mock draft saying, yeah, that makes sense. That would check out to me. So whenever you say that over and over and over again, even though we have some disagreements on some picks like the Jeremiah Love to New Orleans pick, I generally think he did a really good job. So I'm going to also give this one, I'll go with an A- just to be a little different.
And I'll give one final one just to be different as well. I'd go A+. Like you said, B. Ross. This is a fun one. There were some twists and turns. It wasn't complete vanilla to where I felt bored reading it. I really enjoyed this, without a doubt. Let's go to CBS, where we have the mock draft from the lovely gentleman, Ryan Wilson. This one, do you need a refresher? Do you want me to run through some of these picks, or you got it baked in your brain?
I got it baked.
B. Ross, you good?
I'm good.
Approved. Open up, B. Ross, with your grade.
D+. D+. This is like, because some of it was like, okay, I can see. A lot of it was WTF. I don't know if I can say what I really should say, but I won't say it because we're at 1,000 subscribers now. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, God.
So yeah, I just know. Because Spencer Fano didn't go in the first round. Jordan Tyson went at 20. And I get it. All the health concerns and things like that. We don't know. So until we know, he stays high. I don't care. If Jamar McCoy goes top whatever he did, coming off of ACL, and Jordan Tyson just put up the season he did, and he told me he's going, I just, no. D+. I did not like it.
Yeah, I think with mock drafts, what's difficult about them is sometimes you're going to love a player more than what the consensus is. Like, for example, I like Carter Smith more than consensus, but I'm not going to take him round 1 because I don't think he would go round 1 in an actual mock draft, right? And I think, unfortunately, with what Mr. Wilson did in this one, it felt like he went a little bit too close to his board with some of these players where it's like, and again, we still have plenty of time till we get to the draft, but guys like Carter Smith, Julian Neal, Ianacor. Like there's some of those are Mason Thomas too, where it's like they're probably not going to be round one guys. At least they're not round one guys today. We'll see what the rest of the offseason looks like. It just feels like he went a little bit too much off of his own board and didn't really think about what teams would do and what sort of the growing consensus is on some of these players. But at the same time, I do respect the fact that he has his own opinions. And my one question with this mock draft that to me kind of throws it off, I read one of his other mock drafts where he did have Spencer Fano going in the top 10. So over the course of the past 2 weeks or so since that mock draft was made, did he fall out of love with Spencer Fano and just decided, you know what, he's not going to be in this mock draft? So yeah, I question that a little bit. I will give this a C-. I don't think there's a world where Spencer Fano doesn't go in round one, and he was not a round one pick, and he went a little bit too much with his own guys. So yeah, I'm going to go with the C- on this one.
Very respectful disagreement, not for me, but to this mock. For me, I'll also go C-, and just reframe the situation we're in. It's December of 2025. The college football season hasn't ended. The NFL season hasn't ended. So if we're talking about mock drafts, guys, we're sickos. We're insane. Our women wish we would talk to them more, but we're saying, no, I have to go watch Max Ahin Anchor, who I haven't seen before in my life, and I got to see his tape so I can talk about him. That's the company we're in. So this guy has a family, clearly, and he's enjoying his time. So for us sickos, I'll land it a C-, right? But I respect his picks. But like you said, Metro, I think he just kind of stuck close to his board. And with that, it's risky. I respect it. Like, you got to respect the takes. That's why I'm giving it a C-, not a D-. But
I give it a D+. He passed.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well,
barely, but he passed.
D+ is a pass?
You didn't fail, so yeah.
Oh, man. I'd get my hiney whooped in my house if I got a D+. But here we are. Those are our grades. So overall, it sounds like the PFF mock draft did win overall. Fellas, I appreciate your insights and your honest feedback on this show. Also want to shout out these two authors one more time, Dalton and, of course, our man right here, Ryan Wilson. Thank you guys for the work you do. We don't mean to critique. We just like to have an activity to talk about, and we respect your work 1,000%. Fellas, that is all we got today, and ladies, of course. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like. And guys and girls, we hit 1,000 subscribers thanks to you. The road to 1K, we've hit it, and we're fired up. So what's it now? We're greedy. We're on the road to 2K, and if you're new to this channel, go subscribe down below. Comment below which one was your favorite pick. We had a lot of surprises today. We enjoyed a lot of it as well. And speaking for B. Ross, Metro, and myself, appreciate you watching. Have a great day. We love y'all. Metro, get us out of here.
Appreciate you guys for 1,000 subscribers. Hit the like and subscribe button if you're new. Love you guys.